if you look at what's happening right now, you go, okay, let's go do workflows. And the next thing is, particularly in the Teams platform, is that you do have all this data, right? And it's not easy to extract contextual information. You can get BI and you can go and deliver statistics for people. But unless someone is trained, let's say in call center, okay, they get all the call center stats, great. When that filters up to your CEO or your CIO, does he know exactly what all the BI numbers know? It's like, okay, great. I understand that our call duration is this. I understand that our answer time is this. I understand those things. What does that filter down to from a business perspective? What does that really improve? What does that really mean to me?
Welcome back to the Teams Insider podcast. This week we have Rick Garcia, EVP at Momentum. And we're talking all about how carriers are moving into the AI space. We talk about really practical use cases for AI with customers, but more importantly, how a telco can develop an AI practice and AI propositions, and some good ideas for how to start. Many thanks to Rick for taking the time to jump on the pod. Really appreciate him taking the time and really appreciate Momentum for all their support. On with the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Teams Insider podcast. I was just trying to work out with Rick when he'd last been on. I've definitely been on his show a few times. Good friends over there at Momentum. Rick, for people who don't know you, and you're at most events and you get around, so I'm sure a lot of the community do, but for people who don't, give us a little bit of an intro and background, set the scene, please.
Absolutely. So thanks for having me, Tom. My name is Rick Garcia. I'm the EVP of Product and Marketing over at Momentum. Momentum acquired my company a couple of years ago. We were a team-centric organization, and now Momentum is just, a really team-centric organization, but we're a global aggregator of bandwidth, and we sell security products in terms of like Cato and Juniper networks, and then we sell lots and lots of Teams services and cloud phone service.
Awesome. And specifically for this podcast, you personally and Momentum have been doing a lot in where AI and comms converge. And I was just at a partner summit last week at Microsoft in London, and it was all the converged comms key partners, and that was a running theme: is AI is the hot topic. Like, we're comms companies, we're converged comms. Where do these two worlds collide? So I feel like you, certainly from the prep call, have been doing a lot of interesting thought and kind of customer opportunities around that.
So there's a whole lot going on, obviously, in the space, right? And I think particularly from a go-to-market perspective, communications providers, it's rightfully so that we're so interested in the space, because it's such a great opportunity for us to go into an existing customer, right? We've got customers already. Some of these startup sort of AI guys, their issue is that they just don't have a route to market, right? I don't know if you were at the Cavell event a couple of weeks ago, Tom, but that was a big topic: is, what's their route to market? And you look at what we do, and it's like, well, we're kind of, like water, right? You need, power, you need bandwidth, and you certainly need voice services. Now, where voice services, kind of stops is where sort of that AI stuff picks up and what it can do from a productivity perspective. So fortunately, as a product leader, I get to go look at, develop, test, run through different products that we can go take to market.
Awesome. And I think it's interesting because a lot of the innovation in AI, or a lot of the value, is kind of in the serving your customer's point of view. So that conversation about phone and about contact center and CX and CCaaS very naturally leads into how can we AI optimize some of those business flows?
It absolutely does, right? I mean, it's what we do, right? All the UC, the CX, that's kind of what organizations like this do. And if you think about how Microsoft is tackling, right? We're tackling the space. There's the Power Automate starts to come really into focus, right? The Copilot Studios, the Copilot. So all the things that they're kind of working with, we're seeing out in the market, or we're seeing out in development, sort of Silicon Valley sort of startups. And you don't see it straight away in Microsoft, but you see it start to creep in. This is getting interesting. That gets interesting, and they start to release this and that. Right now, you've seen they recently launched their agentic platform. What else? I thought that was pretty cool. The announcement about the no Teams user, no problem, right? You can just hop into
the email
call.
Auto invite stuff. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Right. So all that stuff is really, in that CX space, it's really perfect for AI to start tackling. I think there's a big misconception, though, where people go, I want it to handle all my customer service. And the reality is it going to do that? The likelihood is no, right? The reality is you have to understand what the capabilities are. You have to understand really what problem you're trying to solve. This was a big topic a couple of weeks ago at Cavell, where I was on a panel for monetizing AI. It is solving the problems that are out there and going, okay, understanding the art of the possible for the customer. So there's a lot we can dive into. I get pretty excited about it. So I might spin up out of my chair a little bit. So you have to keep me grounded here.
No, it's great. It's an interesting way to think about it in terms of like you say, Microsoft have got ACS, they've got Power Platform, Power Automate, Copilot Studio. They've got a lot of building blocks. But actually what a partner can bring to a customer is you're a chain of dentists, your doctors, your builders, whatever. How do we take all these building blocks and actually drive a business use case for you?
I was going to say that's where I have a lot of fun thinking about what we can go do, right? And so it's a bit different from a traditional Microsoft partner and a carrier, right? So a traditional Microsoft partner is going to charge you, pro services as an example. They're going to go sit on site for a month or whatever, however long they can, and that's kind of their bread and butter. As a carrier, we have to be a bit more selective because we're looking for almost like simple, repeatable processes that we can go, or a process that we can go and deliver to a lot of customers. We've got 7,000 plus customers at Momentum that are really decent size, kind of that mid-market customer to large enterprise. And so we look at that and go, okay, what can we deliver? But what can we not get stuck on, delivering for a year, right? Because if you go do a workflow as an example for a customer, and then you see that they go, oh, and then this workflow, and then that workflow, and this, or it doesn't work quite right. It doesn't work quite right. It doesn't work quite right. And I've been involved in it a little bit now, so I'm kind of like, okay, I know exactly how we want to tackle this now. But it is going, okay, I can tackle a wide array of problems, but let's focus in on what are workflows that happen within an organization that I can go tackle, but it's with simple, repeatable processes. And if you don't mind, I'll give you an example really quickly. We can pivot from that. My team built a missed call kind of response, right? And a response to a texting invite, or to a missed call responds with a text. And so we had recently partnered with Clerk Chat, so that was really awesome. We have some AI capabilities within Clerk Chat that kind of really blend well with the team's sort of capabilities. And so we took the Graph API, right? We made a call to deduce which call it was that we actually missed, because you kind of have to pare it down. It's quite complex when you think about it, just a missed call. It is just a missed call, but because in the graph, it's not, instantaneous.
Yeah, Microsoft doesn't make our life easy and give us like a missed call API endpoint. That'd be too simple.
So you have to go and say, okay, here's in the last 10 minutes or whatever it was, or 5 minutes, here's the call that potentially got missed. And you kind of have to break it down into a flow. And now we've got that Power Automate, that missed call Power Automate flow, right? So it's like a Graph API to Power Automate. So we've got that little sort of package, and we go, okay, now I can go do something with this missed call information. Do I want to send a text? Do I want to respond with something else, right? How can I, instantly respond with some AI capabilities, put some, Azure OpenAI services in there that can then respond with whatever medium I want to respond on. So that's what makes that stuff really exciting, is that I can take that missed call, and for a lot of organizations, take those dentists, take, I don't know, lots of different places that a call is revenue for them. And so if you can go solve a missed call and make it feel like they're still caring for the customer, it's not just a voicemail that goes into ether or something like that, then you've got an opportunity to drive some value for your customer.
Yeah, and you're coming in with a really different conversation, which is what I think is exciting about this space. Is like, certainly, I work with the telco, and like a lot of the conversations are like, how many sites, how many phones, how many lines, what's going on. This is a much different business-facing conversation where it's like, how can we improve your customer experience? You said revenue, like the magic number. Like, how can we solve some revenue problems, add some revenue, get back that missed call? It's a very different conversation about how you're impacting the business to just, I want to swap out your phone system for Teams phone.
This is where, if you can get this right as a telco, if you can transition to a business consultant, right? That's really what it comes down to. If you can transition from a pure telco to I've got telco assets, but I'm a business consultant is what I do. Then I feel like the world is your oyster, because you already have inroads into your customers. You have the building block fundamentals that a customer needs, which is the bandwidth and the ability to deliver dial tone. And if you are that, a Teams organization, and now you can go deliver on the workflows or on the business productivity opportunities within that organization, it's never going to stop, right? So if you go, let me go handle, it's so different. It's such a different conversation than let me replace your customer service team with this customer service platform that I'm going to buy, right? That's when you become disappointed. That's when your stats hit that 75 to 95%, depending upon which report you're looking at, where tests fail, where pilots fail, right? So you look at what you can do and what you can deliver and execute on over and over again. That's never going to end. You're going to go, okay, you can do this kind of automation. Can you do that automation? Can you do that automation? And the biggest part of this whole thing is an education, right? It is helping the clients understand the art of the possible, because oftentimes they don't even know that they have a problem, that there's something that we can do from an automation perspective that helps solve it, right? They don't even know it's a problem. And if they thought about it for just a little bit longer, I'll give you another example. We were working with a traveling nurse organization, right? And scheduling was a problem. Like if someone called out sick, right? Okay, great. How do we get this person to fill in, right? Well, they would send out an email to everybody going, there's an open shift. Here's some open shifts. Can you pick up an open shift, right? And we said, hey, we can automate this with a text message. So when your workflow, when your scheduling platform says, hey, there's an empty spot here now, we can trigger a text message to go out to everybody versus an email. Would that be better? Wait, and it can be RCS as an example, where we can go give them clickable.
Yeah, you can actually make it a bit more interactive, and that's amazing.
So you do those sorts of things. It gets exciting.
Who checks their email that regularly anymore, particularly out of hours? But SMS is still a direct route to people. Like the engagement rate is so much higher than email.
Exactly. So those are the things that get really. You could do this all day in a single business, right? And it's really sharing with customers what the art of the possible is, because guaranteed, unless they have someone that sits in an office all day, every day, probably 10 hours a day, figuring out what we can apply and how businesses work and what we see from an experience perspective and how we can tie it to your CX experience or your customer experience, it gets pretty exciting. They don't know. And so educating the customers is really the key.
Yeah, I love that. I like SMS as a route in as well, because like often with AI, we jump straight to, as you said, like there's this AI agent answering customer calls and dealing with customers, which is like a possible end state for some customers, but like is early days for most people, I think. But like completely different to like an automation that sends out an SMS to engage with those people, and things like having a constrained set of FAQs that people can engage with. Like suddenly that's a much more achievable approach.
And that's the thing. It's like how many of those business sort of flows do you find in an organization? That's what makes up a business, right? What makes up a business is a group of people and a group of systems and processes that deliver something, right, and charge for it. That's a whole business. So literally, you go into a business and you go, great. Take a law firm, right? If anyone's ever been divorced out there. Just saying. But if you go to a law firm in the U.S., the first thing they'll do is do a conflict of interest document, right? So they really can't talk to you, right? You really can't sort of get any support or help from as a new customer to a law firm until they've gone through this sort of conflict of interest document. So how nice is it to go, here's my conflict of interest document on site. Here you go. Fill this out. And it comes back, goes to our database, validates that you're not a client or any of your people that you've put on the list there are not clients. And we can right away go, yeah, within 5 minutes here, you've tested that this person you can talk to. So from a legal law firm's perspective, now you've got a potential client straight away, right? Revenue, time to revenue is a lot faster.
And you're just so much sticky as a partner to that organization, because like with the best will in the world, like a lot of people think of phone as a phone, and like particularly with Teams, like we're now offering the same phone service. So now I might love Teams phone. I've got a multitude of partners I could work with Microsoft partners, but suddenly if you're the one bringing line of business apps and solutions, that's really unique, and I trust you with that flow, and I know I can come back to you in the future for different conversations as well.
That's why I think telcos right now, like I think, are extremely undervalued, and I only say that because I look at this and I go, we are we're in the plumbing of an organization, right? The amount of work that has to go into, particularly the mid market, right, and larger, the amount of work that you have to do to get into an organization to support them with your team, with your technology is crazy. So now you're already in the organization, and you literally just if you can deliver a workflow, a couple of workflows, and then just start down the path, and you'll be in that organization, very sticky forever. And and telco piece is just one of the pieces.
How, I think you're right. There's a load of potential there. And so telcos often have a roster of customer relationships. How do you kind of change the organization to have that conversation, deliver that kind of thing? Because that's the thing I see. Like, I think we can all agree there's an opportunity there, but actually some of these telcos are big ships with lots of traditional telco engineers and telco salespeople. How do you go on that journey to kind of widen your horizons into the AI conversation?
Yeah, I think what we're doing here at Momentum, I'll speak to that because I think it is really that's a difficult thing to figure out, right? Because if you think about what a traditional telco,
I'm here to ask hard questions, Rick.
yeah. The traditional telco is going to go, this is what we do. We got to make use of our assets. Is it a network that we're making use of, or is it dial tone we're making use of? Let's just go do that a whole lot, right? And that's really kind of what they'll continue to do. I think most of them. If you're like Momentum, what we're doing is we're going, okay, we do this all day, and we've got a lot of people that do this all day. And now what we've done is we've carved out essentially a SWAT team of very skilled individuals that are like business consultants that can build workflows. And then what we've done is we've taken the knowledge base there of the art of the possible people, right? We've taken that knowledge base and we've gone, okay, how do we deliver those simple, repeatable processes, those simple packages, those simple workflows that now we know that our sales team can start to address, right? So we go, okay, the missed call thing, right? That one is in almost every discussion, right? Missed call. Now AI texting as an example, because we did partner with ClerkChat a little while ago, and we've done a lot of training internally on that because it's a really sort of straightforward conversation because people understand texting, right? They understand texting. Customers understand texting.
Yeah.
Employees understand texting. They know that medium. It's not foreign to them. And now all you've done is add a smart sort of brain to texting, whereas it used to be, let's set up a static route where you go, okay, if you see schedule in there, respond with looks like you want to schedule something, something like that, right? Those things you don't have to do anymore. Now it's
that's the big difference. That's a really important difference, isn't it? From a user experience point of view, and you might have seen these people listening to the podcast. It's like text back, yes, text back, no, text back, schedule. What we're adding here is a bit of AI interpretation to the messages, so I can say, I've got a problem with my account, or I've got a problem with billing, or I've got a problem with whatever, like my payment, and the AI can have some intelligence to be like, I know what the next response is. So that's really interesting. So rather than just saying to your field sales and your team, like, go have a AI conversation, you're actually packaging up some great examples. I think that's such a great way to kick it off. And missed calls feels like a universally understood problem, as you said, and an SMS universally understood interface, and adding that AI in then to say, well, the SMS could be a bit more intelligent about how it engages with users is so great.
And that's all it is, right? And the reason we went like full on into the AI texting is because they do understand that medium. What's interesting is now in the platform, I can see from our demo tenant, I can see the salespeople testing everything out. I could see the salespeople learning what the capabilities are within the platform, right? I can see them building AI agents that respond for text messages. So all this, I can see this. So I look at that and I go, this is amazing. Whereas, in Teams, it's a bit more difficult on the Teams phone side. You can see who's in there. You can see who's built, but you really can't. When they're testing, you can't really see a lot of testing. You can see it, but it's not really easy for me to decipher. In our texting, I can go see how much work this team is doing on showing customers, and the examples crack me up because they're all doing the AI examples, and they're going, I'd like to schedule a test drive, and so you could see the different businesses that they're really working on those business problems now. So I see the team working business problems now just from starting at, a couple of different quick workflows that are universal. That is the key for us.
That's so cool. And I know you've been doing a lot, like not just in Teams and Power Platform, but like looking at what other solutions, what other commercial kind of solutions are doing, and then kind of taking that back to think about, well, like there's this third party tool doing really something cool with AI. We could do a similar thing with Teams, Power Automate, and like Azure AI Foundry. Like they're like bringing some kind of inspiration back to the Microsoft story.
That's what's pretty fun about this, is that I've got the opportunity to really kind of expand beyond Teams, just to go look at what's cutting edge, if you will, right? What's bleeding edge, cutting edge. It's and then let's say it's not sitting here in Teams. I'll give you an example. I work a lot in a platform called N8N. Some people may know make.com, but there's N8N. It's a platform. It's just like a node, automation platform. It's like, here's some integrations. And there's another one called Pipedream that we work in. And it's like, here are 2,800 MCP servers that you can go connect to literally by doing credentials and logging into your accounts, and now you're connected. And
if
you don't have to do.
If you follow AI on things like YouTube, like there'll be the big conversation. Like N8N's had a massive blow up of that, of kind of engagement, and like they'll think of use cases and they'll be doing things, but they might be doing things for much smaller organizations or more agile organizations. Like, well, how do I take that back to a corporately sanctioned Microsoft shop, essentially?
Exactly what I'm doing these days, right? Because I go look at all the workflows that you'll see in those types of platforms, and you'll see they're really for the micro business, right? It's like I'm going to say something that's pretty funny, and some people may disagree with me out there, and it may be a cause for contention. But I'm like, they all connect into, let's say, Gmail, and I'm like, who the heck uses Gmail?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anyone that uses Gmail. I mean, obviously I'm in a different world, but I don't. So you see all these automations that, my email's connected, my AI email agent, and I'm sitting there going, yeah, okay, we need to build that for Outlook. And we need to build that for Azure. We need to build this for, so I look at all the things that you can do in those platforms, and I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours working up workflows, and very complex workflows. And I can go accomplish most of it in Power Automate. I'm not as good at Power Automate. I have a team that helps me with Power Automate, but I'm hands-on and I like to go and sort of dig in. So I've spent lots and lots of time building those workflows. But now I can see when Microsoft comes in and says, we're going to do this. And I go, yes, okay, great. Because I did that, a couple of months ago, and I thought it was great if I could do it in Power. And now I can go do it in Power.
Yeah, I see that too. Like I tend to think of it as about a 6-month window, and it feels like it's getting shorter, if anything. But like you used to see OpenAI would drop their next big model, and then in 6 months we'd get it in Copilot and Copilot Studio. They recently SimShift, so GPT-5 came out same day. MCPs, like first with Anthropic, then with OpenAI, then with Microsoft. So you can almost guarantee on some timeline, if you're seeing one of the AI vendors do something new and clever and crazy, or one of the other UCASs, like we've had virtual attendants, some of the UCAS platforms, that like there's a trajectory to where we'll have it. But the difference is, in the Microsoft stack, you've got all the data in one place. So you've got your Teams data, your meeting data, your email data. So long term, the kind of power to bring those worlds together is really exciting.
And let's just let's talk about direction for just a second, right? Outlook here, because if you think about, not Outlook as in the application, but the outlook on the direction here, if you look at what's happening right now, you go, okay, let's go do workflows, right? And the next thing is, particularly in the Teams platform, is that you do have all this data, right? And it's not easy to extract contextual information. You can get BI and you can go and deliver, statistics for people, but unless someone is trained, let's say in call center, okay, they get all the call center stats. Great. When that filters up to your CEO or your CIO, does he know exactly what all the BI numbers know? It's like, okay, great. I understand that our call duration is this. I understand that our answer time is this. I understand those things. What does that filter down to from a business perspective? What does that really improve? What does that really mean to me? And now I think you're going to start to see information products where you can see contextual information come out of the one and only platform where you can do everything, and is Teams, right? Because you've got now call data, email data, chat data, SharePoint data, company data, right? You've got all this information now. Contextually now, your CEO, your CIO, your COO can say, I see 5 companies that look like they're going to churn based on emails, based on calls, based on negative sentiment, maybe on something or other, right? And now I can go pull that data in and give everyone, instead of numbers, I can give contextual data, right? And that's where this goes next, where it's like you've got workflows handling productivity, and now you've got contextual information handling business decision making on a global level or on a wide scale.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. I talk about that a lot in the CX conversation. Like, we've always had the potential to like log calls and record calls for training and monitoring purposes, but like nobody had the bandwidth to pull insights from that data set. And the power of a sales manager being able to be like, let's look at all the sales calls for the week. What are the top themes? What are the top conversations? And not just for like the sales cycle or the support cycle, but actually feedback to product teams to be like, this question keeps coming up. Like that's maybe a future product feature, or that's a problem we need to solve. Like where the AI is going to unlock being able to make sense of that mass amount of data. So thanks so much, Rick, for such insights. It's really interesting to talk to somebody in telephony and on this AI journey. And I know you're doing lots of interesting things. If people want to talk to you more or find out more about what you guys are doing, what's the best thing to do?
Oh, wow. You can shoot me an email. It's rick.garcia@gomomentum.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, Rick Garcia. It's Get Team's Phone Now, my LinkedIn.
I like that you've just given out your personal email to about 1,000 people. Yeah. That's good.
No, it's okay. It's like, you know what? This is I do this all day, every day, right? This is what I love to do. I talk to customers a lot. I don't run sales. I don't work in sales essentially, but I love building sort of the need and the products for people and kind of helping organizations see the art of the possible. And so happy if they send me a note, we'll talk to them and explain what we've got and how we're different than just about every telco out there, because we are taking this journey and we're not just packaging up an AI attended console or an AI receptionist. Right, we're going deeper in solving real problems for organizations, and that's what makes this whole journey pretty darn fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Rick, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks for having me, Tom. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.